Alright, quick update on JASMY. So at the start of this video, I'm going to be talking about the market structure, what we're doing in terms of our Fibonacci's. We're going to be looking at the MFI, and then we'll head over to some of our oscillators and momentum indicators as we wrap this video up. So in the last video, we basically said how, in my opinion, we were going to come into these daily EMA ribbons. Let me get rid of this. We said that we were going to come into the daily EMA ribbons, get a rejection, and start moving back down to the downside, just like we did here, just like we did here, just like we did here. And you know, I can go back and back and back and talk about how we've done this time over time over time. It seemed pretty obvious that we were going to do this once again and continue with the breakdown. So the next level to the downside would be 0.008 cent. This was actually my prediction from all the way back here. We were predicting a 36% drop. We're down 24%. And in fact, we actually came down and hit it. So I'm going to remove this price target now. This is the only price target that I currently have in play. Like I said in the last video, we said we were going to lollygag, head into the EMAs, break down, and head down to our next price target of 0.0039. This was a 60% drop. We're only down 5%. So I really do think that this is probably going to head down very, very harsh. We've also got an asymmetrical triangle breakdown that could be panning out. The breakdown of this would be down here at 0.0053. And if we do currently extrapolate the price target we're at down to where we would subsequently be going down to, that's a 43.7% drop. Now, looking at the Fibonacci's from our most recent low, we had a massive swing high, topping out at this fib. We lollygagged for a bit, got rejected from the 236, broke down, got rejected from the 0.5, broke down and bounced up. And quite recently, we got rejected from the 618 fib, and now we've broken below the 786. So just like clockwork, we've basically confirmed every single Fibonacci's resistance. Now we're falling below this 786. The only next line in the sand before the major capitulation is down here at the previous lows of this fib at 0.0085. And I really don't want to focus on that too much, because I'm definitely not saying if we bounce on there, or I'm not even going to say that we are going to bounce on there. I don't think we're going to bounce on there. I think we're heading right down to my next price target all the way down here. So if we look at the MFI, which is the money flow indicator, we're still in a lower high formation, but we are very, very overbought at this moment in time. There's a lot of money that's recently flown into this, and if we do head down to the lower time frames, you can start to see that this has had a double top. This is topped out at extremely overbought, coming up to 97 and 93.5 respectively. And now we're heading down. People are starting to sell. We're breaking below the 4-hourly EMA ribbons. We tried to have a flip of them. We back tested them, and we didn't make a higher high. We produced an M pattern, and now we are capitulating. So we're now firing short as well. I just noticed it's the 4-hourly EMA ribbons are flipping bearish. So there is a ton of indicators over on JASMY as to why we would be taking a next leg to the downside. All but the volume. The volume is relatively stagnant at this moment in time, so not much to say there. Volume has been very, very mundane for JASMY. Nonetheless, let's look at our momentum indicators and oscillators, see if this agrees with our analysis, and then we will wrap up the video. So on the 4-hourly time frame, we are relatively stagnant right now. The squeeze mom is actually starting to capitulate, meaning that bears are running out of steam. However, you pair this with the fact that we're just solidifying a macro rejection from the daily EMA ribbons, and I think this is going to start gearing up very, very soon. If we do look at the MACD, this is slightly different. We've capitulated below the heart line. We're starting to get bearish momentum stepping into the market, and subsequently you're seeing the MACD has topped out at overbought, flipped bearish, and is now capitulating below the heart line. This should be indicative that we are about to take a next big leg down to the downside. The OBV on bounce volume is still relatively overbought, overextended at this moment in time, should I say, and I do imagine that very, very soon this is going to start heading down very, very quickly. So, you know, our oscillators and momentum indicators aren't necessarily as bearish as the market structure is, but we do have to take this with a grain of salt, because we have only just started this capitulation from the EMA ribbons. I mean, you can see we're only about 12.7% down, and I know I say, you know, only 12.7% down. This has a relatively low market cap. A lot of people do trade this. There's a lot of people who, you know, buy and sell this all the time. This is one of the more degenerative coins, so, you know, there is going to be a lot of retail, you know, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, and subsequently we're going to be we're going to be experiencing a lot of volatility coming in very, very soon. This is not just for JASMY. You can see Bitcoin has created a rounding top formation and is getting rejected from the 4-hourly EMA ribbons. Bearish momentum stepping in on the squeeze bomb. MACD has flipped bearish. The stock market is heading down. The dollar is heading up. These are all bearish signals for JASMY, altcoins, and Bitcoin. So with that being said, just a quick update to let you know, we have started to solidify the breakdown just like we predicted. Daily EMA ribbons are breaking down, and now 0.00392 is the next line in the sand. This would be a 58% drop. If you're more conservative than me, you might want to target this asymmetrical triangle breakdown, which is coming in at 0.00529, which is about a 43.5% drop. But nonetheless, this is what I'm targeting. This is my TA. This is what I think is going to be panning out next. So the 1.618 right down here, this, in my opinion, is where we're heading down to next. That's all I've got for you today. As always, cowboy out. Peace.